Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I thought for today's Single Shadow Saturday that I would go ahead and do my Devinah Cosmetics Single Shadow Collection and just go through and swatch and review all the different shades. I feel like they have the most beautiful, unique matte tones, and then they have some really stunning regular shimmers, but their Galaxy Dust and their Willy Wonka Exploders collections just have my heart. They're my absolute favorite. I highly recommend them if you love shifting colors and super glittery, just soft, sparkly, just magicalness. I love those collections so much. So I've got those scattered throughout here. And then I figured at the end I'd also throw in my thoughts on the one highlighter that I own from Devinah and their bronzer. So I thought it'd be fun. I did go ahead and film my makeup look, which is going to be up on my Instagram hopefully shortly. It'll just be a quick mini tutorial of the shades that I used to make this video. Not quite as long, although it probably will be kind of long because it's a lot of shades to go through and swatch. So I did just want to mention really quickly that I'm an affiliate with Devinah Cosmetics, so if you choose to use the code AmyLoves, you save some money, and I also make a small commission. And I just want to say really quickly, I'm so grateful. Like, I can't believe how many of y'all have used my code for Devinah. It's kind of mind-blowing, so thank you so much to everyone who has supported me in that way. I really appreciate you thinking of me and also just following along with the transparency. I did receive a portion of these shadows as PR. I believe the Willy Wonka Exploders, the Galaxy Dust shadows, and the multi-chromes they had, but I've purchased most of these on my own. So now let's just go ahead and jump right on in. Okay, so I had my hair all nice and down for my thumbnail picture and for the intro, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick little ponytail so it's not in my face as I go through and do these I don't even know, 160 swatches. Goodness. Alright, so first starting off we have Gelicide, which is a really beautiful gold to pink duochrome. It has a little bit of green in there. I actually tried to use this on my inner corner today and it was a little bit too dark just because of the pink background, but it's a beautiful shade. Totally just dipped my pinky finger in the wrong color. But anyways, this next one is Meraki and it's a really nice mauve-y matte tone. I love that one in the crease. And then we have Pixie Dust, which is one of the Willy Wonka Exploders, and it is basically like a rose gold, but it's so cool because it has like these little specks of pink and these little specks of gold, and they just look so magical on the eye. It's not your typical rose gold where it's just like a little bit of a shift. I feel like you can see the pink and the gold at the exact same time, and it's just so unique. There's Gelicide, Meraki, and Pixy Stix. I guess I don't really know, I didn't really think it through how I was doing this video, but just to throw in a quick little review, I feel like the mattes are normally super soft and buttery and blendable. There's a few that I'll mention as I go through where their texture is a little bit harder, and I don't love those ones as much. I feel like they're not as easy to blend. I feel like I like their older mattes a little bit better. Like the oldest ones that I have are my favorites. And then for the shimmers, I have no problems. There's some that are just like satins, which isn't my absolute favorite. So I gravitate towards the more like duochrome intense ones that I have in my collection. And then my biggest con with Devinah is that I feel like, I don't know why this happens, but their shadows fall out of the pan for me. There's been so many times where I'll accidentally have a palette upside down, and then when I open it, the pan is out. So I will constantly have to do this weird little maneuver to get everything back in the pan and not to lose the shadow. So that's probably my biggest con, and I don't understand how that could be fixed, but it is a little bit stressful when you open a palette and it's things aren't where they're supposed to be, and it's not like it just crumbles or anything. It'll be the whole circular pan just not in the pan. Okay, next we have Naz, which is a lavender soft matte, and I really love it. I feel like it is so beautiful. And then this one, oh gosh, I think it's called Nacarat. They're interesting names for sure. It's kind of like that gold, orangey, pinky, multi-chrome color. They actually have quite a few of those in their collection. I feel like it's a little bit repeating. And then this one is Gallus, which again is kind of a mixture of that copper, gold, pink. Honestly, those two, Gallus is a little bit more orange and Nacarat is a little bit more gold, but they look very similar. Okay, next is Emacity, which is again kind of like a pinky coppery color, but it has some purple-ish blue running through it, so I find that one to be a little bit more different. And then we have Desma, which is like a really grungy, deep, cool tone, purple tone. And then Blazed is a like metallic red. I really love this color. They actually have another metallic red in their collection called Salvatore. And I literally only want that one because I'm a fan of the Vampire Diaries. But they have a lot of options, basically, is where I'm going with that. Like, look at that matte. Like, that is crazy intenseness. So there is my little first row. All right, next we have Runts, which is such a beautiful tone. It's like a purple gold duochrome, and it's very, very soft, and it kind of has a little bit of a gray to it, but it's just the most beautiful color. And then there is Marshmallow Pillows, which is one of my favorites. It's like a really beautiful hot pink with a blue shift running throughout it, you can see. And then we have, oh gosh, Starfire. That's what this one is. It's a like deep red with like purple shifts. So I mean, in some ways it kind of reminds me of this shade right here, which I can't remember what it was called already, but I just find that the Galaxy Dust ones are just way more intense than the original multichromes that they released. They also have butterfly multichromes, but I haven't tried those yet. Look at Marshmallow Pillows. It is just so beautiful. I personally use all of the Galaxy Dust and Willy Wonka Exploders with a glitter glue. I actually did do eye swatches on those and a full review and swatches of them by themselves and everything, so I'll link those down below. Or I'll try and do like some type of, I'll link all the videos I've done with Devinah before in the past. Next we have Cygnus and Magellanic, and I find that these two are also very similar. They're both in the Galaxy Dust collection, and they're that coppery, pinky, like just, you know, that kind of color. They look almost the exact same. It's just a tiny, tiny bit of difference. It's hard to even place with these two. I guess Cygnus, wait, let me see. Let me double check. Goodness. Cygnus is a little more gold and Magellanic is a little more orange, but they are almost the same color, so that was a little disappointing to me in the collection because I find that they're just so similar even on the eyes. And then we have the shade Virago, which is like a deep purple. It's a deep purple, and that's one of the shades that I find to be not as soft. It feels a little more rough to the touch. I did use it today and it looked fine, but I just don't think that the formula is the same as some of the other mattes. See, you can see that how the dryness kind of appears, and it takes more building up rather than some of the other mattes I just showed you. Okay, next is Ding-a-Derry, which is like a really deep purple with a little bit of shimmer in it. I'll Get You My Pretty, which of course I love the name because it makes me laugh, and it's kind of like a green purple duochrome with just a little bit of a shift and some sparkles to it. And then this one is Are You a Good Witch? I think that they did a whole collection of like a Wizard the Oz names. I'm pretty sure that's all. Like, I'll Get You My Pretty is obviously Wizard the Oz, but I'm pretty sure the entire collection was like that. And then that one is like kind of a little bit softer of a purple with some shimmer through it. I don't really love that collection. I don't know, I find that it's not really my vibes. They're kind of more of just, they're more soft than what I go for. I prefer a super metallic shimmer. So they're pretty. Like, I'll Get You My Pretty, I think, is my favorite because it has some really cool shifts to it between the green and the purple. Also, if I do get any of those names wrong, especially for these, I remember some falling out of the pan, and if the name is not correct, it's because I put it in the wrong pan when it fell out. But that is my little second row. Okay, next we have Frisson, Elysian, and Kazookles. These two shades here were in the Secret Diaries palette, which I'm actually really grateful for because I don't really pick out grays very often. So it's nice to have that in my collection, and I think that they're an interesting pair. One is more mauvey and one is more of like a greeny gray. And then Kazookles is just so beautiful. It's like a little bit brighter than Runts, but it still kind of has like that golden kind of gray shift to it. I'm just trying to be careful with it because it is very, very soft, but so beautiful. Okay, next we have Remi, which is a really beautiful purple. And it's, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like an electric purple, but still kind of on the softer side. I don't know. I really love it. And then this shade right here is called Vicious. And it's kind of like a purple gray kind of shade, but it's a little bit more soft. It's not, I don't know, it's fine. It's just like I said, I love the other collections from Devinah so much. I don't really reach for the regular shimmers. And then we have Skyla, which is what I have all over my lid today. This is such a beautiful color. It's like a pinky red blue purple shifting, just magicalness. You could wear this with blues in your crease, with browns in your crease, with purples in your crease like I did today, and I think it all ends up looking so beautiful. Oh man, those are not great swatches, my bad. Like, look at Skyla though. Like, it is just everything. Next we have Hydra, which is like a really cobalt blue shimmer. Oh gosh, I forgot this name already. This is Inara, which is a purple shimmer with a little bit of a blue tone to it. And then there's No Place Like Home, which again is from that one collection. And it's kind of like a really deep black gray sparkle. I'm not drawn to colors that are like that, so I don't know why I bought that collection. I really don't know what was going through my mind. Maybe I might have got that on Black Friday for like 50% off or something. I don't know. So there is the third row. All right, I'm excited because now we're getting into the blues and greens. First, we have London Fog, which is such an interesting shade. It's kind of like a really soft blue, like a creamy blue. I don't even know. And then there's Nerds, which is a really beautiful blue-green duochrome. And then Everlasting Gobstoppers, which is like a bluey purple duochrome. So I love all of these. I feel like London Fog, as I'm swatching it right now, doesn't feel as soft as some of the others, but I never have had a problem with how it applies on the eye. Oh gosh, see, that didn't swatch that great, but I've never had a problem with it. I wasn't even expecting it to not swatch good. I'm going to go ahead and just do a little second layer of that just to see. Okay, next we have Swudge, which is one of my favorite shades. It's like a blue to like a periwinkle pastel purple, just magicalness. And then there's Ludic, which is a really beautiful, interesting green tone. And then this last one here, I think is called Pavonine. Yes, Pavonine. And it's kind of like a pinky blue purple duochrome. So there is Swudge there. So pretty. I just die for that shift. Okay, next I have I'll Be Tender, I'll Be Gentle, which is like a deep blue sparkly shade that I'm pretty sure was part of that other collection. And then this one here is called Messier, and I really love this shade. It's like a purple background with like a blue teal shift through it. It's what I have on my lower lash line. And then Jaded, which is also on my lower lash line, is just a really nice, intense teal. So there is the fourth row. Okay, next we have LMAO, Miranda, and Sago. My camera stopped recording, but Miranda is such a cool shade. It's kind of, I don't know why, it kind of reminds me of like a cucumber or something. I feel like that was a really bad swatch on my part. I'm going to go ahead and just like fix that a little bit. Okay, next is Envy, and Your Little Doggy Too, and Odium. Envy felt a little drier to the touch, but it has a really good pigmentation. Okay, next I have I'm Just a Dandelion, which I bought because of Angelica. Gosh, let me see. Okay, this one is Viridian. I could not remember at first. So pigmented and soft. And then Cadra, which this one is still really pigmented, but it's definitely rougher to the touch. All right, so there is the 5th row. All right, next we have Surge, Zenona, and Elphaba. I love how many different greens they have. Like, it's just incredible. This one is like such a beautiful seafoam green. It's swatching. Like, as I'm putting my finger in it, it's very, very soft, and it's kind of swatching sheer on my finger, but I've used it plenty of times and really liked it. And then Elphaba is a little bit more rough to the touch. Okay, next we have Persephone, Juncia, and Chimerical. I feel like Persephone is such a cool shade because it's like this really grungy brown green. Love shades like that. Like I said, their green choices are just above and beyond. Okay, next is Martini, which is like a really soft, shimmery green. And then we have Asteria, which is one of my all-time favorite shades from Devinah, like probably in my top 3. It goes completely from a red to a green. It's the most beautiful duochrome, and it doesn't have like a super dark base to it. I think it looks so stunning, and if you wear this all over your lid, you will completely see the red to the green, and it's just the most beautiful texture. I love that. And then we have Jaded, which has okay pigmentation, like it shows up, but it's definitely a little bit not as soft as some of the other mattes. Like, look at Asteria. Like, magical. There is the 6th row. We've got like half a row left. Okay, next we have Matonia, Thalassic, and Darina. Has like a very warm base to it with a little bit of a green shift to it. It's like mustardy yellow, but not quite super mustardy. I just realized I'm looking through and I don't have Devinah Courtney here, and I don't know where it is, and I feel like that's like one of the most iconic Devinah matte shades, so I'm like about to go frantically like searching through my singles. Next we have Anastasia, Celesta, and Cologne. So I really love Celesta as well. It's a like teal to like super like yellowy green shift. Very cool. All right, so there's the little last row that I have minus Courtney. I don't know where Courtney went. I'm a little distraught, but those are almost all my Devinah shadows. Okay, so I just looked and I found 2 different Devinah shadows that I had somehow missed, but this first one is Courtney, and honestly it's just the most beautiful green, grungy, just mustardy, dirty green ever, basically. I don't even know too many words, but it's so good. I love Courtney. It's such a good formula, so matte, or sorry, so soft, so blendable. I can't say enough. And then I also have this shade right here, which is called Fossick, which is kind of like a deeper olive, and it's also very, very pigmented and soft to the touch. So there is Fossick. Don't those 2 look beautiful together? Wait, we're going to do a little color story. We'll say these with Celesta. This one right here that I had swatched. Yep, those together. Magicalness, I love it. Last but not least, I have 1 highlighter from Devinah and 1 bronzer. The highlighter is in the shade Immortality, and it's what I have on today. It's got like a really beautiful, like iridescent pink shine to it, and I do really like this. I think it looks stunning on the cheek, but I'm not like super obsessed with like in love. I feel like it's a little bit more of a powdery finish, if you can kind of see, but it does look really like, it looks subtle on the skin despite being a pink highlighter, so I do like it, but I'm not like head over heels basically. Like it's good, it's nice, it's a cool color, but I haven't had the urge to go buy more Devinah highlighters. So there's what it looks like. I also have it on my inner corner today, layered over another shadow. So it is really beautiful, and I do like the shift. And then the bronzer that I have, here's what it looks like. It's in the shade Sandbar. It's 57 millimeters. And I don't like the packaging on this just because it's super hard to open. Like, the clasp is really frustrating, so a lot of times I'll leave it open just a little bit in my drawer so that I don't have to sit there and open it every time. So here's what it looks like, and then they do have several different shades, but this is the lightest one available, and I do really like it. It's what I have on today, of course, and it's a really nice shade for super fair skin. I feel like it blends well, and it's kind of a little bit of like a rosy undertone to it. You can see, I don't know if you can tell from just like there, but there's what it looks like. I do kind of like this as like an overall like bronzer into blush kind of look. I didn't use any blush today, so hopefully you can see a little bit of rosiness, and I find that if you use a more dense brush, you can build it up and be more impactful, and the color will show more. Or you can kind of use something super soft and really diffuse it, and it'll just add a little something of color. But I do really like it, and I mean, I can tell I've used it a lot. So it's probably one of my favorite indie bronzers. I feel like I don't have bronzers from many indie companies, but I really love Sandbar and I love using it. It's a complete matte finish. That is everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know down below if you've tried Devinah. I would love to hear your thoughts. I've always been super impressed with them. I feel like also they have incredibly fast shipping. Like, I remember like ordering things on a Friday and then I would get them on Monday, and it's like, how do they do this? Like, so incredibly fast. And yeah, so I think that's everything I have to say. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.